Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm going to do a Dutch pour. I'm using just paint and water. I'll take you in to show you the consistencies of those paints and my colour palette. And today I'm using a 20 by 20 inch canvas and I'm going to do a split base. But I'm going to use 3 colours as my base colour. I'm going to use a black, a white and a warm grey. And then I'm going to use some blues over the top. But let me take you down now to show you the canvas, how I've divided the canvas up and where I'm going to put those base colours. And I'll also show you the blues that are part of my colour palette. I'm really excited for this as always, and it's so great that you're here too. So let's see what we can create. Okay, so I've got my canvas. It's a 20 inch by 20 inch. And as you can see, I've just got some masking tape to help me divide up the sections. So I want, this is my black, this is my white, and this is my warm grey. So you can see here, I've already painted the edges with the black and the grey. The white down there, that's going to have a lot of movement over the edges, so I'm not too worried about that. But this masking tape really helps me just divide the sections off. I don't need to be too fussy with it. It does lift off easily from the canvas. So the idea is just to put my black paint here, blow that out, put my white paint there, blow that out, and then my grey paint. But it's just acting as a guide for me, just so I can have equal sections on the canvas. And where the white is really where I'm going to be placing the blues before I blow them out. So here's my colour palette. This is the consistency. This is just paint and water. So you can see it easily falls off the spatula and just disappears. And that's the same with all of these colours. I will list all of these colours in my description box. And then I've got my warm grey, my black and my white. So I'm starting off in the middle of the canvas and I'm pouring my white paint directly onto the canvas and in the middle. And this is about ensuring that I get good coverage and consistency as always. So I always say if we can get a good base coat and coverage down, then that's half the battle. So I'm just using my blow dryer. It's on a cool setting, the lowest blow speed. And remember guys, don't forget to check out the description box, expand it slightly, and then there's lots more information in that box that might help you out too. So my white is done and I'm just removing my tape now. I don't need this to be an exact or precise line. This was just about a guide for me to allow me to have sections of the canvas taped off to help me kind of know how much white area, how much grey area and how much black area that I really wanted on this piece to ensure that it was quite an even split between those colours. So I'm now going to do the same with my black and then with my grey. So I am confident that I've got good coverage on my base and there aren't any deep puddles of paint on the surface area. So I'm now ready to layer the blue colour palette on top. And I'm starting with that blue-black iridescent by Pebeo. So that's going down first. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the layers one by one, taking one colour at a time and layering that colour on top of the colour before. And I'm going to repeat that so I use all my blues. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow out the canvas, blow out the paint that's already layered on top, and look at the composition and think about the balance between the negative space, so those three colours that are on the canvas already on that base, so that grey, that white and that black, balanced with the blues that I'm now layering on top. So once I've done that, it's going to be a cool setting, lowest blow speed on my hairdryer, and we're going to really look at the composition of this piece. And what I would say is when I'm using my hairdryer, the hairdryer is positioned probably about no more than 2 inches from the surface. So I do blow quite low to the paint that's already layered. And I turn the nozzle on my blow dryer. I can turn that to allow me to help with the direction of the airflow. So just hover your blow dryer over the area of the paint that you want to blow and just guide it from one area to another. And it's flowing well because I've got good consistency in my paint and there's enough base paint down compared to the paint that we've already layered on top. I really love how some of these colours have infused and the white in the middle there. But I do feel that there's some more blues that I need over this side. It's lacking some of that blue colour and that pop. So I'm just going to add a little bit more paint and blow out the paint that I'm layering now. And don't forget, you can do that at any time. If you feel that there's more paint that you need to add, whether that's for flow or to actually change the design, the creation that you're making and the pattern on top, you can always add a little bit more paint and blow it out over the top too. I'm pleased I've added a little bit more paint because I feel that that really balances the piece off. I feel like it's a bit more symmetrical. I'm not aiming for a complete exact version on one side to another, but I just feel that that side now has a little bit more balance to it. I'm just using my blowtorch now. That's to pop any air bubbles that are mixed within the paint. So if you mix up your own paints and you find that you've got air bubbles, you can use a heat gun or a torch like this one just to pop those bubbles before the painting starts to dry. Okay, so let me take you in now for a close-up of this wet version. You can see how those blues have really infused together. They work really well together. Let me know what you see in this piece. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you feel about this piece. I really love that split base, so that black, that white and that grey. And I love that middle section just there. It's pure white, but it really helps those other two sections, that black and that grey, to pop. And it really depends what way round you look at this piece. It can be hung or viewed completely different ways, and it can look totally different. I'm really happy with the overall result. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to take you in for a close-up of the dry version. But let me leave you now with some of these further details. And here we go. Here's the dried version. It doesn't look much different to that wet version. Some of those blue colours, those tones have dried slightly darker, but I do love how they've infused together. And by just using a few different blues, you can create a number of different tones within that colour palette. I really love this block colour here, from where it goes to a complete block colour and then blown out at the corners and at the side. I also love that split base. I'm definitely going to be doing some more split base creations soon. And I love that little cluster of cells that have appeared just there. I'm really happy with this, and I hope you like it too. And remember, if you try something like this, then let me know how you get on. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and any comments down below, I'll always reply to. Thank you so much for all of your support and all of your encouragement, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week ahead, everyone, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.